Okay, we're going to talk about the quadratic formula today. Okay, I'm going to give it to you. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all of that over 2a. So that would be on your formula sheet. Okay, I'm going to start with an example that, let's solve. Okay, I'm going to get you to solve this by factoring just because we're going to figure out the easy way what the solutions are, because I can see this one's going to factor. Okay, x times x is x squared. 6 times 2 is 12, which I got to get a 4, negative 4. Okay, so I can see my solutions are positive 6 and negative 2. So what if it does not factor? Okay, if it does not factor, you can plug this equation into your formula. Okay, let's just use this same one just to see if we get the same results. Okay, so the a value is the x squared coefficient, which is 1. B is the coefficient of x, so negative 4, and c is the constant. Okay, so x equals the opposite of b, so positive 4, plus or minus the square root of, I like to just do this squared, so I just write 16. And the reason is because some people write me negative 4 squared, which is wrong. Because if you do write it, it better be in brackets. Because this is negative 16 and this is positive 16. So don't do that communication error. Minus 4 times a times c. All over 2 times 1. Okay, so next step would be 4 plus or minus the square root of, get that. So you would type in 16 minus 4 times 1 times negative 12, 64. Then the next step would be, well, what is the square root of 64? 8. Okay, so the last step, you're going to do an add. So you're going to go 4 plus 8, which is 12, and then divide by 2. So remember, if you type this into your calculator like that, your calculator would think you would want to do that first. If you do it in calculator in one step, you got to do that. So that equals 6. And the other would be subtract 4 subtract 8, which is negative 4, over 2, which is negative 2. And look at that. We got to the same result. Okay, so when do you use this? When it's not a factorable example. So let me see if I can find one for you here. Okay, let's go 5x squared minus 12x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, I'm just going to write this formula so we have it nice and handy beside us. Okay, so a is 5, b is negative 12, and c is negative 3 when we plug in. So opposite of b is positive 12 plus or minus the square root of, like I told you, I like to just go right into the squared, 144, minus 4 times my a times my c. All of that is over 2 times a. Okay, so first step would be 144 minus 4 times 5 times negative 3. So 12 plus or minus the square root of 204 all over 10. Then, what is the square root of 204? 14.28. Okay, so 12 plus 14.28. Okay, if you're doing this, you gotta press equals. Then divide by 10. 2.63. Okay, or you could do in brackets. So let's do the subtraction one. 12 minus 14.28, bracket, divide by 10. Okay, so make sure at this step you either press equals and then divide, or contain that top in brackets. You got to do one or the other. Okay, and that's the quadratic formula.